Hello and welcome to the lesson 2 of the course SEO optimization of the adult website. So what do we have by this time? I suppose you already have your own website, you already have account on moneyplatform.biz, you already attached virtual file host, you already did the analysis of the competitors, you have the list of improvements of your website or listing of your wishes, how your website should look like based on the top 5, top 10 competitors in your adult niche and their usability. Today we're gonna make the basic of SEO optimization of your website. So this is the main thing. Without this, your website won't get to the top of Google search. So let's start. So first, you should use domain names that are common. Use .com, .net, .org. Do not use local domains. For example, .us, .uk, and etc. .it, and so on. This will allows you to go to top of Google faster and allows Google to understand that your website is worldwide, not just local. So it will be much easier for you to get audience from all around the world. Then find a good copywriter and programmer. If you are a programmer or webmaster and you know everything about website building, you don't need to find a programmer, obviously. However, you might need a good copywriter. Why? I will explain in the future lessons. And I would recommend you to find one that speaks English well and speaks your language as well. If your native language, for example, Chinese or German, other language, that you can explain what do you need actually in your own language, and this um, copywriter will be able to make some texts for your website. About text, I will talk about later lessons. Now let's get back to the basic SEO optimization. You have to switch to HTTPS protocol. So as you know, websites can be on either HTTP or HTTPS. The difference is just this S ending, and it means that your website use the secured protocol to secure the data that you get from users. For example, their login, their password on your website, their maybe credit card information, or names, or cookies, and everything that stuff goes through the secured protocol. So you have to buy this SSL protocol and put it on your website. If you can't do that, or if you don't understand what I'm talking about, just ask for this your hosting company. They will help you. Their support will explain you how to do that, or you can just give the task to the programmer that you already hired. He will do that within one day. Then create sitemap.xml file. This is a very important part. Very important. This is the most important part, maybe, of the basics of SEO optimization. What a sitemap, the file is. What is this file? This file collects all the URLs you have within your website, all the URLs of all your articles, all your pages. Everything is gathered on one XML file named sitemap.xml. This file exists in the root folder of your website in your hosting, and this is the first file Google look for while examining your website. So the third thing Google does while examining your website is just he's trying to search for sitemap.xml, index all those URLs, and only after that he goes on the website itself and trying to find the difference between sitemap and really existing websites, checking and all the stuff, and that's it. So it must have. Then create robots.txt. What's the difference between robots.txt and sitemap.xml? If sitemap.xml should help you to get in top of Google, robots.txt does the opposite, actually. Robots.txt allows you to forbid Google to index some of the parts of your website. Why do you need that? For example, you have some closed area for VIP members, and you don't want to Google to see what is on dot pages. You don't want some random users just type in Google some keyword and to get your restricted area on your site for free, for example. Or maybe your website now is in developing. You don't want to show your website in raw state without basic information, because it's very important how to start. What the first impression Google will get from visiting your website. So in that period, while you still in the process of developing, you should put in robots.txt some forbidden actions that you should to forbid Google to see this website, and so on. So I think you understood what I mean. And also you have to close some technical pages, for example, a cart page and so on. Google should not see in the search results. It's just technical pages. Then create image sitemap. Also some plugins and allows you to create image sitemap. How to do that? Also ask your programmer. What image sitemap is. Just pretty the same sitemap as sitemap XML. However, it just about images. It will allow Google to find your website by search for images. As you remember, in Google, you'll see the tab and you can find some images in Google. So this is what I'm talking about. And then you have to check the position of your website on each keyword. As for the keywords, we'll talk about them later. So you have to understand your position, current position in the internet, in the search results in Google. So go to the semrush.com and examine your website by some keywords, top keywords that you suppose are related to your niche, and write it down in all the next action. While you'll be taking actions to get to the top in Google, you have to see that. You have to clearly understand what is the success for the past month, for the past year. What position did you get? What positions did you lost because of some other actions? You stopped to buying links, for example, and you lost your positions in Google. So you have to watch each month positions of your website on that service, semrush.com. So let's move on. check the list of incoming links of your competitors here on ahrefs.com. So I suppose you already did that. So we'll skip that action, but keep in mind it's very important not just to understand how many links you have to download the list of URLs that have links to competitors. You'll have, for example, this is competitor number 1, and when you go to the ahrefs.com, you'll ask it what other websites have link to this competitor, and you'll find many domain names, and you have to download all this list of URLs, and then you will be working with this list. So just you have to keep it, store it, and explore. And you have to understand the total number. For example, 400 links, 400 domain names, and you should have all this list consisting of 400 domain names. And the last suggestion on this lesson: install good SEO plugin on your website. For example, if you have website on WordPress, I would recommend you Yoast SEO plugin or many other similar plugins that really powerful, that can create your sitemap automatically, can edit your robots.txt within some settings panel without actually editing this file via FTP, for example. It's very convenient. Also, this plugin should allow you to add meta descriptions, meta title, meta keywords. Look for the suggest you to optimize your pages, analyze all those pages, and so on, so on. So Yoast SEO, it's a good plugin, and I would recommend you to buy the paid version of it, and it will help you a lot in terms of SEO. So that's it for this lesson, and move on to the next one.